Today in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use snippets, and I'm also going to address some best practices while using your snippets in your course. So the first thing that you want to do when you're in your course is you want to go up to where your assignments go into your grading queue. So you're going to click on Assessments. And right below where you would typically see the assignments that you need to grade, you're going to see a button that says Manage Feedback Snippets. This is where you're going to go in order to create some of those commonly used pieces of feedback for the assessments that you're grading. So if you wanted to add a new snippet, you just simply click on Add Feedback Snippet. The first thing that you would like to do is to create a snippet name, and I typically use like the assignment numbers. So for example, I'm just going to put in 1.06, let's just say outdoor ed assessment. Okay, so I've named it. And then down below, this is where you want to create your snippet text that you want to populate into the area for the piece that you're grading. The cool thing about the snippet text is that you're able to personalize it using what we call variable examples. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. One of the things that you certainly want to start out with on your feedback is addressing the student. So you could do something like awesome work on your first assignment. And then you will put in what we call a variable example because we want to address the student. So if I click on variable examples, you're going to notice that it gives you a little code here that you're going to use. So in between the quotation marks, I'm going to copy. So I'm going to highlight the $ student first name, and I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to come back to my snippet text and I'm going to paste that in. Okay, so that whenever we place that snippet into our assessments, the student's first name is going to populate there. All right. And then here is where you're going to put your specific feedback, and I'm going to show you some good examples of how you can organize that. But just for today's purpose, I'm just going to put specific feedback. And then you want to, of course, have a closing. So you could say something like, way to go. And then you always want to make sure that you put your name at the bottom. Okay, and then one of the great features, especially if you teach multiple courses, you can have that particular snippet that you've created show up only in that particular course's snippets. So for example, I teach personal fitness and I also teach outdoor education. So I only want this assignment to show up in my outdoor ed course. So I'm just going to click Outdoor Ed. I have two versions, but I'm not teaching in the version 12 now. So I'm just going to click for Outdoor Ed version 16, and then I'm just simply going to click Save. And now you're going to notice that it is going to populate. It's going to go all the way to the bottom of your snippets. It always does that, but you can move it quickly. And I have a lot of snippets, but you're going to notice that that has been placed at the very bottom here. And if I click Edit, I can see that feedback right there. Okay, now if you wanted to put it in order of your assignments, which I like to do that because it makes it so much easier, you just hold down your mouse button and you just simply drag it where you want it to go. So I'm going to put it right after my 1.05 assignment, and I just simply drop it. That way all of my snippets are in order of the assignments that are posted in my course. So let me show you just a few examples of some different types of snippets that you can use. And you always want to make sure that you try to personalize those as best you can, so that the students receive some specific feedback. So for example, in my outdoor education course, one of the things that we have the students do is a welcome survey. And it just gives us some background information on the student. So this is my 1.01 snippet text that I use. So it basically says, "You got it, Johnny. What an exciting opportunity to be able to pursue a career in," and then I put this jumbled text here just so that I know I need to insert the career that they're kind of focusing in on after they graduate high school. So some of them say they want to be a veterinarian, some of them want to work with Florida Wildlife Commission. So I just insert that so that they know that I've read their welcome survey. And then I also put in, it looks like you're off to a great start in your course. I've learned some very interesting things about you from your survey. I know that you're going to soar through this course, Johnny. So look, you can put that student first name in multiple places by just going to that variable example and highlighting that $ student first name, and you can put it wherever you'd like. Another one of the variables that you could possibly use if you wanted to put like a date or time stamp on your snippet, you can come down here and you can highlight the $ current date and time, or if you just want the date to show up, you could select that, or just the time. I don't use that, but you can certainly use that if you would like. But again, this is a great way to personalize your snippets. Let me show you another example. Sometimes, students will submit assignments and they need to resubmit it. They need to relook at that assignment. So one of the ones that I have a lot of difficulty with, with the students is my 1.04. And this is where they have to calculate their target heart rate zone. So I start out my snippet with, "Hey, Johnny, thanks for the submission, kiddo. There's something that I would like for you to revisit on this assignment." And so then I give them some specific feedback on what we're looking for this particular assignment. I also give them an example of what my target heart rate zone is. And I also give them some resources. For example, I tell them, go and take a look at some of these websites because there's some great calculators out there that will calculate their target heart rate zone. And then, of course, I tell them, I'm going to reset this assignment for you so that you can resubmit it. And then I give them some words of encouragement. "You got this." And then I end with Mrs. McDougall. All right. Another good example is my 3.01 snippet that I have in here. So let me share that one with you. And it just says, "Looking good, Johnny. There's so many places that we can go to and observe awesome wildlife in Florida. In many cases, just spending time in our own backyard provides for some beautiful wildlife viewing. Nice work on providing a place near your home where you can observe some wildlife along with identifying proper equipment to bring on your journey." So being very specific in that snippet is really important. So think about the objective of that lesson and really make your comments fit what you're looking for in that assignment. And of course, you're on your way, Mrs. McDougall. Always end with your name. Also, if you have some upcoming things that you want students to consider, like for example, in my 2.02 assignment, the next assignment that they're going to be doing is their DBA. So in my 2.02 assignment, what I do is I give them some specific feedback, and then I let them know your next assignment is your DBA. If you haven't scheduled your appointment, do it now. Here's my appointment scheduler. Just simply copy and paste it. And I provide my Calendly link right in my feedback so that it's right at their fingertips. And then, of course, I end with, "Keep working hard. It certainly will pay off in the end." And then I sign my name. Okay. One more example of some forward feedback is the 3.04 assignment that I have. And for this one, whoops, it's not that one. Let me go back. 3.04, I think it's this one. It's this one. Okay, So for this one, I give them some information about what's to come. So I give them their specific feedback, personalizing it with their name. I sign my name, of course. And then I say, in preparation for the next module, Module 4, take a moment to read this information because going into Module 4 is a little tricky. So I give them some little quick tips to make that process a little bit easier for them. So think about the way that your course is set up. If you have some troublesome areas, do that forward feedback. Make sure that you address it in the assignment prior to them going into that troublesome area, and it sure makes for an easy transition. I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out at any time.